All right, guys, now we're getting into the long-term, intermediate term, and short-term perspectives. So let me give you a quick introduction into how we're going to be looking at these different perspectives and what the objective and goal is here, okay? Before we get into the next few chapters, I want to make it very clear what you are trying to achieve by breaking down your analysis into three perspectives and how one leads to the other, right? It's a sequence through these three different perspectives. First and foremost, the objective is perspective alignment. You want the LTP, ITP, and STP to all be aligned in the same direction of order flow, and only after that should a trade be taken. So you want to be bearish, okay, on the LTP, ITP, and STP, and then you want to take a trade. Or if you're bullish, you want to be bullish on all three perspectives, okay? If you can come to an LTP perspective, but you can't come to an ITP perspective, then you don't move to the STP and there is no trade, right? So if you're bullish clearly on an LTP, but on the ITP, you're not there yet, you're not bullish yet, there's no trade, okay? You don't move on to the STP looking for a trade. You wait to align the ITP and the LTP, right? Now, if you do align, right, and you come to the conclusion for both the LTP and ITP, but cannot determine the STP, once again, you do not move on to taking an entry. All three must be in one alignment before execution is taken. And if you do this, it's going to aid you very well. It's very, very high probability when you get to the execution stage if you do this, right? Okay, long-term perspective is defined by the monthly, weekly, daily chart. Anything above the daily, okay? This is where we derive our daily bias from. Our objective on the LTP is to answer one simple question, right? And I spoke about this in the introduction, right? What is the very next daily candle likely to do? This is it. This is all we're trying to figure out. Not the next 2, 3, 4 days, okay? We can anticipate that, okay? But we're trying to build in a narrative for just the next day's candle, okay? If after our analysis we can answer this question, we move on to the ITP then, okay? It is also very important to note that the liquidity concepts in the core concepts section of this course will also help you build a foundation to determining an LTP bias, such as the lows that broke the highs, highs that broke the lows, internal and external range liquidity, etc. Intermediate term perspective. This is H4 and or H1. Okay, you can also include the 30-minute chart here. The intermediate term perspective is how we get to our LTP's draw on liquidity. We utilize the market structure, ranges, and PD arrays on this time frame to make our way to the LTP's draw on liquidity. Short-term perspective, this is anything that's from the 15-minute chart and lower, okay? Once we have both LTP and ITP aligned is when we move on to the short-term perspective, as mentioned before. This is where our entry will come in. Time is of essence here along with specific signatures in price.